I have noticed, and I've experienced this myself, that everyone wants the results. We're all here for results, but very few people are willing to do what it actually takes to achieve those results. And a lot of us, we started the year, everyone started the year with a list of things that they wanted to achieve. And now we're halfway through the year. And I'm here to say it is not too late. If you've fallen off, if you feel like, oh my gosh, it's already June, like it's over for me, it's hopeless, it's too late. It is not. Let's take a moment to reset and let's talk about what actually needs to be done in between the lines, which means in between the sales training, in between the business coaching, so that you can actually achieve the goals that you set out to achieve this year. Because I put together a list of 7 things that I'm doing in between the lines that we should all be doing if we want to achieve a massive transformation financially and otherwise. Things that don't necessarily get talked about a ton because those are not the sexy things. It is so much easier to sell the tactics and the strategies. And so that's why people focus on that stuff and not the things that make the biggest difference in between the tactics and the strategies. Because entrepreneurship is next level when it comes to discomfort and transformation. And so let's put ourselves in the best position to actually achieve our goals. I'm here to lift the veil and give you what you actually need. Okay. So the first thing is letting go of looking good. That's number 1. Just completely let go of looking good. Because I noticed that when I got permission to start falling on my face, this is the permission that, yes, you can have the help of someone else to give you that, but if you give yourself the permission, it makes all the difference. When I finally did that, I saw a huge shift in my ability to just let go and be present with people and sell. Because when you give yourself permission to fall on your face, then you're not so high strung on, oh my gosh, I have to do everything perfectly. Oh my gosh, I'm a perfectionist. Everything needs to be done perfect. No, because you've given yourself permission to completely just, no, we're flopping today. Today on the sales calls, we're flopping. We're going to ask the tough questions. It's going to come out weird because we didn't phrase it right, because we're uncomfortable, because we're sweating, we're shaking. It's going to flop. And then the next call, it's going to flop, but a little less. And then on the third call, it's going to hit. So we're flopping. We're giving ourselves permission to flop. Okay? This is the only way to grow. So that is the number 1 thing, because what everyone who's been stuck in the same place is dealing with is either they're worried about being embarrassed, which makes no sense because if you're not achieving the results you want to, it's like it's already embarrassing in itself, but it's like we're afraid to be seen, or we're worried about actually getting found out that we're not as good as we thought we were at sales or business or whatever it is that you're struggling with. But for a lot of us here, it's sales, right? So that's number 1 is we're letting go of looking good. It doesn't matter. We can look cringe. We can look bad. We can submit the calls to get reviewed. So that way our coach or our sales manager could find out how bad we really are. We're doing that. That's it. That's number 1. The second thing is we're going to surrender, which means let go of the control across the board. Let go of the control. There's nothing you can do that's actually in your control anyway, aside from the things that we all know we should do, like be consistent, train, blah, blah, blah. What I mean by surrender is have unshakable belief that you will make it. And that is one of the hardest things in the world to do because we feel like there are all of these other factors and we're like, what about this or what about that? Well, I need to do this. And it's like, do what you need to do and just know that you will make it. You will hit your first 10K month, 20K month, 30K month. You will get that role that you've been wanting, or you will be able to make that life-changing income. You will. It's just a matter of time. Surrendering also allows you to have more fun in the process. Because if you're not stressing about when you're going to hit the goal, when you're going to hit the number, where you are on the leaderboard, then that actually allows you to have fun flopping. Have fun with all the ups and downs. Have fun with the leads who show up to your call and they don't even know what planet they're on or what you guys do. Have fun with it. Instead of getting upset, instead of getting angry, instead of getting mad at marketing, instead of getting mad at the funnel or getting mad at the lead for not doing their research. Have fun with it. Let go, because you know you're going to be successful. So that's the second thing, is just surrender and have unshakable belief that you will make it. The third thing that is absolutely required to make it as an entrepreneur is to trust yourself. So trust yourself and make decisions. You need to be somebody who can just make decisions. Just make it. You see an opportunity, go for it. You're not really sure, to just go for it anyway. If your gut tells you, nope, this is not it, you don't have to go ask 15 people their opinion about it. So trust yourself. Don't go to other people to make decisions for you, no matter how big or small the decision is. Because if you're not able to make decisions, you are training yourself, you're training every cell in your body that I can't trust me. So how can you possibly make life-changing income if every single day you are teaching yourself that you can't trust yourself to even make small decisions? Why would you be able to put yourself in positions to make bigger decisions? Because the more money you make, the bigger the decisions are, right, that you make. Again, even if you're a sales rep, I'm telling you, when you start making $20,000 a month consistently, there are decisions to make about, where do I put this money? Where do I invest it? If you have to go ask 10 people, or if you have to drop it in the friend group chat to figure out whether or not to take an offer, how are you possibly going to keep all the money you're making or invest all the money you're making properly? Okay? This is a thing that no one's talking about. Like, this is so important. It's such a small thing because it comes down to like the daily choices. What do I do with my free hour when the prospect doesn't show up? What do I do with this? Oh my gosh, I just made, $10K 2 months in a row. Like, what do I do with this money? Do I blow it on stuff or do I invest it in something? Right? So that's the third thing, is to trust yourself and just make decisions. It's so important in increasing your capacity to hold money. The fourth thing, now this is a really, really, really tough one for some people, and it was for me as well, because it was tough to even realize. The fourth thing that's absolutely required to be successful as an entrepreneur is to take up space. Take up space. Like, take up space. Because people pleasers, apologizers, we all believe that we believe the lie that we're not enough, so we don't take up space because we feel like we don't actually deserve to. That's a massive problem. So many of us get into sales. So many people don't even make it more than 6 months in sales because they are like, this is too much. Because what's required of you as a closer is to take up space. But before you can even do that, you have to believe 100% with all the certainty that you belong in that space. You belong in that room. You belong in this chair as a leader leading that person on the other side of Zoom. If you do not believe that you deserve to take up space in a conversation when you're out, or if you are at a networking event, or if you are just in your own home and you find that you always sit in one little corner of the couch and you don't usually spread out, it's because deep down in your cells, you believe you don't deserve to take up that much space on the couch. If every time you message someone, whether it be a coach or a manager or a friend, you're like apologizing for bothering them, how can you possibly help a prospect on the other end of the call who feels like they can't possibly start their e-com store that's going to make them 10K a month because they just don't have it in them? If they don't believe in themselves, how can you help them if you don't even take up space on your couch? That's a big one to really think about. What are the ways that you catch yourself not taking up space? It's physically, like with the couch example. Maybe a lot of times, maybe people, you sleep on one little corner of the bed. I used to do that, where I would just sleep. Like, I would take up like this much space on my own bed. It's just me on a king size bed. I'm just like this because I just didn't actually feel like I could take up all that space. Like, I would get in trouble or something. And everything comes from childhood, right? We can all think about our life and where it comes from. And the reality is, like, don't dwell so much on where it comes from. Let's just like, how can we move forward from here? How can we start taking up space every single day? And so something that I keep, is it okay? Buried under all my markers. I was doing crafty things. Okay. So something I keep next to me all the time, always and forever on my desk, is just do it. And it's a reminder that whenever I feel hesitant about something, whether it's a decision or something around taking up space, I just do it. I ask for the thing. I do the thing. I go for the opportunity. Just do it. And so that's my reminder to take up space. So I highly recommend having something like this next to you always where you work to remind yourself to take up space, because all of these things that I'm talking about right now, these are all new habits that we need to form. So we need reminders. Like, we're not robots. We need reminders, right? Another reminder I have next to me is this one. It says, don't avoid it, feel it. Don't avoid it, feel it. Because I've just been in such a hustle workflow that when I have feelings, I just suppress it. That's been my habit that I caught myself doing. And that's another version of not taking up space as well. Because it's like, nope, the feelings, anybody has time for that? I have calls to take, meetings to do, content to film. We've got things to do here. Anybody has time for feelings? But what ends up happening is if we keep suppressing the things, the desires, the goals, the distractions that cause feelings, if we ignore them, it's just going to get suppressed, and we're going to explode when we're least expecting it, which is worse. So that's why I have that reminder next to me as well. So all of these things, even if it's just writing on a Post-it, take up space, do that. Whatever it is that works for you, word it however works for you. Okay? People pleasers, I got you. Apologizers, I got you. Really be aware of this so that way we can catch ourselves when we're doing these things, because how can you possibly be a successful entrepreneur and make a difference in people's lives if you're not able to take up space in your own? I'm telling you, you can't. Period. Amen. End of story. There's no debating it. That's just the truth. Now, the fifth thing, and they all really go hand in hand. The fifth thing is to have boundaries. It's to have boundaries. Boundaries is a term, just like congruency, that we hear all the time, but is it really clicking? In most cases, it's not. I realize this because I engage with so many people on a daily basis now, and I can see right through it when people don't have boundaries. And when it comes to my students, I let them know straight away, hey, I noticed you don't have boundaries around your time, around communication, around access that people have to you. What are you doing? This is something that I had to learn myself too. I had to learn this as well. And I didn't think it was that important until it clicked. Because the reality is, boundaries, this is how you show love and respect to yourself. Sales reps, I got you right now. I'm about to show you exactly what this looks like in this context of sales, okay? Because we can probably all think of what boundaries looks like in the context of dating relationships, friendships, family relationships. But when it comes to sales and business, what does that really look like? I got you. It looks like you not making sure, so not having boundaries is you not making sure that your clients have done their homework before the call, because you don't respect your own time that much. And so you're not taking the extra 20 minutes at the end of a day to send a text or an email. So all of the leads you have the next day, watch the pre-call video, look at the testimonials, get some education around what you guys do so they come to the call prepared to have a real deep conversation. Not taking 20 minutes in the evening to do that is you training yourself that you don't love yourself enough to respect each call slot that's booked on your calendar the next day. Another example is when a lead, sales managers, look away, scroll away, sales managers, scroll away, scroll away. All right, now that the sales managers are gone, let me tell you this one. A lack of boundaries is when a lead cancels or no-shows you twice and you still rebook them on your calendar again. Don't tell your sales manager I said that, because they're not going to like that. Because yes, every lead on the calendar is expensive. They all cost money, right? I found it to be an incredibly powerful boundary that I've set for myself 2 years ago that I stick to always is if a lead no-shows or cancels last minute twice, that's it. They may not book on my calendar again. You can book with another closer if you want. You can waste their time. That's okay if they want to take it. But I will let them know, hey, so I noticed that you canceled or rescheduled last minute twice. Unfortunately, you may not book with me again. And then I'll message the closer, hey, there's this lead, if you want to, reach out to them, book, go ahead. But yeah, that's an example of a boundary in sales. Another boundary, this is another example, in business, this is around access, right? Clients know you can't just call my phone. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you make. You can't just call me, right? And you'd be surprised, there's so many coaches out there who have a lack of boundaries, who let their clients just call them anytime on the phone. Like, that's insane, because what happens is you're teaching them to not be resourceful, and then they're going to keep needing you. And it's this gross, like, energy thing going on that actually doesn't help the person grow. And I learned this the hard way. Everything I talk about is from experience, right? So those are boundaries. It's so important to have boundaries, because I've seen this happen before. It's like, if I'm doing something, or, you know, if I respond like 2 hours later, at that point, they've already like found the answer, like in my training or something, to their question. So that's an example of boundaries, very important. The other thing, number 6, is to have awareness. It's so incredibly important if you want to be successful as an entrepreneur to have awareness. What does that mean? I will tell you. It means, are you aware of your filters, the lenses that you see the world through? Are you aware of those filters? Are you aware of the things that trigger you? Are you aware of your behavior patterns? So a lot of the things that I talked about today, you got to think to yourself, it's like, do you have the awareness? Or do you need to wait for someone else to tell you? Do you need ChatGPT to tell you? Do you need a therapist to tell you, or a coach to tell you? Or do you have the awareness? Can you listen to what I'm saying and look inward and go, how do I do this? What are some examples in my life? Awareness is so incredibly important, because as scary as it may be to look in the mirror and just face the things, that is the first step always to transformation, is having that awareness of like, okay, all right, I see that, okay, someone said this thing and my heart started pounding and I felt very queasy and uncomfortable, and now I want to take an action. Have that awareness, because when you have that awareness, you can do step number 7, which is to actually do the opposite of your behavior patterns, so that you can actually see a shift. Because awareness is the first step, but it's not enough. It doesn't change anything. And so many people, especially people who are obsessed with self-help, get stuck in the loop, well, I have the awareness now. I did this seminar and I did that, and I got a therapist and a somatic coach and this and that, and they have all this awareness, but then they don't do anything with it. And then they wonder why they're in the same place a year later, 2 years later, because you got to do something about it. And people always ask, well, what do I do about it? And to that, I will refer you to my index card. That's what you do about it. Do the opposite thing. So if you notice, I'll bring it back to the example of like asking people opinions about things. Like, let's say you have like 2 offers that gave you 2 companies that gave you job offers, and you don't know which one to pick. And you notice your pattern is to like ask 10 friends, or just ask a bunch of people like, hey, which one do you think is best for me to do? Do the opposite. Pick one. Ask yourself, which company would I feel most happy working with, selling for? Which culture do I like the most? Which offer would I actually want to learn about? Which offer would I sell to my mom? And then make the decision. So it's just as simple as that. Be willing to do the opposite. That's number 7. So I'm going to recap. The first one is let go of looking good. The second is surrender. Have unshakable belief that you will make it. The third is to trust yourself and make decisions. 4th is to take up space. Number 5 is to have boundaries. Number 6 is to have the awareness. And number 7 is to be willing to do the opposite. Because if you do those things in between the lines, in between the sales training, in between the business coaching, you will absolutely make it as an entrepreneur. There's no reason why not, because now you have all your bases covered. There is no perfect 3-step strategy to making it as an entrepreneur. There's no secret formula. It's like, if you just get this, you'll make it. There's no secret script. There's no secret framework. That's like, if you just do that. I mean, I guess if you want to call those 7 things your framework, have at it. It's just 7 things that I've identified. If you do this in between the lines, you're going to make it. The ones who do it before the results come, they're the ones who see the result. That's the gag. If you are ready to stretch, to open up, expand your container for success and money and transformation, if you're ready to do that, if you're ready to have the things that you've been searching for, wanting, desiring, pining for, if you're ready to start moving like a leader, not just a student of the game, but actually like make it, you can either join my school group, the boot camp, where I'm churning out leaders every single day. So proud of you guys. That's number one. Or you can book a call with me if you want to have a conversation about like, you're just feeling lost in the sauce. Okay. And I want to help you step into that next version of you who's going to crush it in sales, who's going to just be able to make life-changing income, because that is what I'm here to do. That is my purpose. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, an amazing weekend, and I shall see you very soon.